As we begin our second hour together, good morning. I'm Mike Austin. Just waking up, wiping your eyes and looking bleary-eyed into the final days of 2025. 1320 WILS. It's 7:09 and it's about 17. We've been there pretty much all morning long. It hasn't really moved the needle too much. We'll be pushing up toward 20, probably not till about 10, 11 o'clock this morning. And we can see a few flakes of snow today, and a breezy day, not near as windy as yesterday. We're feeling a little more winter-like though for New Year's Eve and that. Today is the day we talk to our good friend Dr. John Braccio, drjohnb.com on the web, Regional Psychological Services. The end of the year, it's a fresh start, the new year. Doc Braccio, good morning.
Well, good morning to you, Mike. And you know, yearly we talk this time of year about the next coming year, okay? You know, I always look forward to the beginning of the new year. It's an opportunity to do things differently. Last year we talked about making your life a happier year in 2025, and, well, I hope you've done that. Now, let's let 2026 be a year that can be exciting for you, okay? Too many people live lives that are ho-hum and basically on autopilot. As day after day, they do nothing new or exciting. You know, they may not be unhappy, but there's a type of monotony that can make the days, weeks, months, and even years just drift together with nothing really exciting going on. You find yourself in that type of a situation and you feel you need something different in your life. Well, now's the time to consider making 2026 an exciting year. So how does one do that? Well, the first thing to do is determine you're going to do it, okay? You then need to decide what would you do to add some pizzazz to your life. This could include such things as learning a language, you know, make an effort to meet in person with new people, acquaintances, you know, old friends, family members, whatever. Travel to places you have always wanted to go to sporting and any other type of events you would enjoy. Change careers or jobs. Join new groups that could be of interest to you. Learn new hobbies. You know, just learn things about some period of time or person you have an interest. Play an instrument. Explore, you know, other types of music. Just really, pretty much just be open to the possibilities of doing new things that can make your life more exciting. Now, you know, you would need to determine what would make your life more, you know, exciting. Everybody knows what floats their boat, okay? The important thing is to make a determined effort to begin on January 1st, 2026, just coming up, just rolling right in. I often think about the reality that life is a very short period of time. One really realizes this as they get older, and their sands of time are really flowing out. You know, people should always be aware that life on Earth has an ending. And regardless of your age, the point is to try to make your life really more exciting and really more and more enjoyable. And do it now. I have known many people over the years that when they're not able to do much, they have said to me there are so many things they wish they had done but did not do. And I think try to remember that yourself. You know, you don't want to have that happen to you. All of a sudden be older or be in a situation of your health where you can't do things. No, you want to be looking at things that you can do to make your life exciting now while you can. Now, my message is not a negative one because everyone has an opportunity to add some really excitement to their life. I suggest you immediately set out to make changes to make your life exciting for 2026, a whole new year, a whole new opportunity. And I'm going to do that myself, Mike, and I like to think I have an exciting life. So regardless of how exciting your life has been, it won't cost you anything to decide to make it even more exciting. So just, hey, go for it with gusto and just make this be a fun year for you, exciting year. Why not? Why can't 2026 be a really exciting and a fun year if you can just make some changes and do it?
I mean, stick my nose right in your business. What are you going to do that's exciting in 2026? You made that decision?
Well, yeah, my wife and I have traveled and done a lot of things over the decades, but there are just things we decide that we want to do this winter. We want to go to San Antonio, where we really haven't been in many, many years. We want to go to New Orleans, where we really haven't been for really a very long time. Get back out to L.A., where I lived some years in the 60s, and get together with some friends. These are just some traveling, some things, not long trips, kind of, mini type things, just getting together, seeing old friends, and meeting new people, and just doing that among other things. Those are just some of the things we said, hey, we really haven't done that in quite a while. Let's do it. So we're planning, and we will be doing that in the winter. Yes.
So that's great for you, Doc. And as you said, we all have to come up with our own.
Sure.
Everybody's different. But what do you say to the single mom who maybe listen to this right now, go, oh, yeah, well, great, yeah, but I got to get kids to school. I got these things I got to do with them, and I don't have the money for it. And, yeah, plus my job is a pain in the keister, and it doesn't pay me enough, and on and on. What do you say to those folks?
I would say this. I think they'd have to look and see whatever circumstances they're in. We can always learn a new thing, okay? We can always do that. We can always reach out to meet some new people, do some different things. We can learn new things. It really depends on the person. A lot of things you don't have to really be leaving your house, actually, in terms of some of the things you can do. But learning a language, donde sta la casa? Where's the house? Donde sta la casa in Italian? I mean, you can use any language you want. Just pick something you might enjoy and just kind of pick it up. It's kind of like, I look upon second and third languages as just a lot of more words that okay? It doesn't, it sounds kind of funny. They're just not new synonyms you need. That would be just one thing. But there's so many things, talking to people, meeting people, old acquaintances, just studying things, learning something. A lot of people think they have to go to school. You don't have to do that. If you want to learn about the rise of the empire, the fall of the Republic in ancient Rome. What an exciting time. You've got Caesar floating around. You've got Cicero, Cleopatra, Pompey the Great. I mean, just to name a few people in a period of time. But you can go to, there are just so many things out there that you might find exciting or interesting. Everybody has certain opportunities. And the person who, by the way, is raising the children, doing these things alone, I don't want to minimize the pressure on people. Are people working, trying to make enough, trying to, make ends meet, doing the responsibilities that they have to do. I don't minimize that. There's always something you can do. It could be watching a TV series and things that you really have an interest that you haven't done. Just kind of, really just go wacky, if you will. Just watch all these different things. In a good way, wacky in a good way, if you can say that. So no. I just think, hey, do things, find things that can add some excitement, can be enough, and can joining groups, anything out there. There's so many things, but a lot of people, they have a routine, okay? They may be relatively happy. They may go to work, they come home, they do things with family, they may watch TV a couple hours, they may have a glass of wine a night, they may have a routine they enjoy, okay? And it may work for them. I'm not debating that. I'm simply saying, look at it. What are things that you could do, that you would like to do, that work within your stage? Everybody's different. We're at a stage where we have time, okay, where we can do different things. And a lot of people don't have time, or they don't have time to do certain things. They can't be traveling. They can't be doing things. They just have to be closer to home, and that's fine. But there's always new things to learn, and I mean that sincerely. I read at least a book a week. I do a lot of reading. In my field, I still keep up. Just love being a psychologist, even after believe it or not, it'll be 60 years here coming up.
I will say this: there are things you can do for free sometimes that end up being money makers for you on the side. Like, I started off this year wanting to finish my book that I started 15 years ago, and it's now another week or two, it's done, right? It's ready to go. And by the way, I'm sending you a copy, so you'll like that. It's tiny. It's not earth-shattering. It's not going to change the world. Maybe a little, but it's a fun little thing. But it's done, right? And it inspired me to do another one. I've already started a second one. But here's the thing: little things like that. Little bit at a time. If it takes you 15 years to do it.
In fact, I'm excited. I'm looking forward to reading it. And in fact, look at you putting some excitement in me here. And we're talking about making things exciting. And reading your book will be something I find exciting. I like that, Mike.
There you go. Yeah. Part of it's a coloring book, maybe. I don't know. No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. Doc Braccio, drjohnb.com on the web, Regional Psychological Services in East Lansing there. Doc, it's always a pleasure. And Happy New Year. We'll talk again in the new year.
That sounds good, my friend. Best of everything to you and those you love and care for. Okay, we'll talk to you later, buddy. Bye-bye.
Thanks. Bye-bye, John. 1320 WILS, 720. We're going to do this, come back with Evan Brown. We're going to talk about the stuff going on in Mar-a-Lago. We've got Eric Clark coming up, making New Year's resolutions. We talk about that and more. 1320 WILS, and this is your Morning Wake Up.